The New York Giants are not the only team that opens up camp this week. 26 other NFL training camps open today. One of them, look at that.
Aww.
Look at all those guys camping.
I don't want to camp with
Yeah. How come Danny Jones is hiding on the left over there? He's like, don't look at me. I took all the money. Sorry, Saquon. Yeah, I can't wait for those two guys to see each other in the locker room now that Saquon's coming back. If I'm Danny Jones, I stroke him a check also. My man, thanks for showing up.
He's not going to
Help me out. I only threw 15 touchdown passes.
He's not going to do that.
Unless Danny's the one that says, oh, man, they got you, huh?
That's never said in the locker room.
No, never.
In the NBA locker room.
All right, among the teams that are opening up camp, the Dallas Cowboys. And that, of course, brings to mind Mr. Interception himself right there. Dak Prescott cannot throw an out pass. It's just not his vocabulary to do it. Here's the question for you. I'll start with you, Greg Jennings. We're watching kind of the lowlights of his year last year. Dak Prescott. Was that a one-year wonder type of thing? Does Dak turn it around and become the rock star that the Cowboys need him to be? Or is throwing interceptions what he's all about?
Well, it has to be in order for him to maintain his position.
No, I want your prediction. I want you to tell me. I want to learn something right now.
Yeah,
am I putting interceptions up on the board or not?
No, I don't think we are.
What?
I don't think you are with Dak Prescott because he understands this. His career's on the line now. Like, legitimately, if Jerry Jones is saying we're not thinking about Dak Prescott in his contract, that's him saying you got to show me that you are actually the guy that we can call on and put under center and win us meaningful games. And when I say meaningful games, I'm talking about games down the stretch in the regular season and in the playoffs. That has not been the case. And so if Dak Prescott has a season even remotely close to what he had last year, he will not be the Dallas Cowboy quarterback moving forward for the future and getting an extension.
Yeah.
And
he will not get an extension, but he's going to be the quarterback next year because you can't trade that contract.
But I understand that. But I'm saying as far as getting an extension, and if you're thinking about where can he go, we act like quarterbacks are a dime a dozen, but there are a lot of teams out there that feel like they have found their guy. Yeah. And in this next year's draft, there are a lot of young quarterbacks coming out. Like, so for me, Dak Prescott understands more than anybody in that locker room. I got to be special.
Yeah, listen, I don't know how much money changes individuals, but he's made so much money. Like
it's not like even about the money, though.
At some point it is, though, right?
But it don't get me wrong. It's about you want to put yourself in a position to make a lot of money.
Of course.
But once you're making that money, it's pride. Now, like, I still, just because you've paid Tim Hardaway X amount of dollars doesn't mean Tim doesn't want to show that he's the best player
I
on the
think
planet.
the money doesn't matter. When you're on the field, on the court, you're not thinking, I'm making $40 million this year. You're trying to make a layup. You're trying to catch a pass. I agree with you. When you're competing, you're not thinking money. I get that totally. But when you've got a couple $100 million in the bank, I think your perspective totally changes. I don't think he's worried about being, a Hall of Fame quarterback when he's got 17 yachts, 4 houses, and hot girls in every town.
Must be nice.
As a player, we see that in some players, but I don't think Dak is that type of player. I think Dak, he loves to play the game. He wants to win. He's going to do everything he can do to win. Yes, this is an important year for him this year. Yes, I think it's really a 2-year window for him.
That's basically what it is.
But, I'm going to tell you this.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take the over. I think he's going to throw 10 or 11 interceptions.
Of course he is. It's what he does, plus his 17 games. All right, another team opening up camp today, the Philadelphia Eagles, as they call them in Philadelphia, coming off the Super Bowl loss to Kansas City. Expectation-wise, hot start? Or do they have the proverbial Super Bowl letdown that a lot of runner-ups have historically in the NFL? I hate to say this, because I don't like Philadelphia very much.
Oh my God! What are you gonna do?
You hate to say this.
I hate to say this,
but you don't like Philadelphia.
I love certain people in Philadelphia. I met my wife in Philadelphia. My kids were born in Philadelphia.
But you don't like the Eagles or
I hate the Eagles.
76ers.
I hate the 76ers
Philly.
too.
The Flyers.
I don't like hockey. All right, if I may. And it pains me to say it, but I told you I'd never lie to you. The Eagles come back locked and loaded. If Jalen Hurts continues that progression that he showed you last year,
I like that. There you go.
They are a very, 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 very good football team. That's going to lose in week 6.
They could be 8-0. They could be 8-0.
Cannot be 8-0.
They could be 8-0. They could be
play the Jets in week 6.
They could be 8-0 in 8 weeks.
Now, I will tell you this: the New York Jets, historically as a franchise, have never beaten the Philadelphia Eagles. Never. It has never happened. They have never beaten the Philadelphia Eagles until week 6 this year.
So, like I said, they could go 8-0.
Yeah, but that's not a tough schedule.
That's a very favorable schedule.
No doubt. Which means the second half's very hard.
Yes.
They get off to a very good start. And then, depending on what the rest of the NFC East does, it's just hover around 500, and they should be fine. And I do think they win the division. They are clearly the best team in the NFC East, no doubt.
You said something for me that sets the table for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's Jalen Hurts will not allow this team to get off to a slow start. That's just not his makeup. Like, he is a player that we have grown to learn that he is going to be locked in whether he wins, whether he loses, he's going to be prepared and have his guys rallying right behind him, singing in the same tune, in harmony, going to get the same thing done. Like, for me, it is all about Jalen Hurts, and I think he's going to take a major step this year in the passing game.
Well, he was almost an MVP last year.
And we don't talk about the injury that he suffered. He was playing.
Couldn't throw the ball, right.
He was playing that latter half of the season with a bum shoulder. Jalen Hurts healthy with the mentality that he has and the weapons he has that they replenished him with. This team,
a couple more quickies as training camps open today for most of the league. Let me stay in the East, the AFC East this time. Buffalo Bills. It's been a terrible offseason for the Bills from a standpoint of relationships and growth and guys not being on the same page. Fair question on the bottom of the screen there. Are the Buffalo Bills, talent-wise, we know what they got. They're a playoff team, won 3 straight AFC Eastern divisional titles, but are they the most likely team to implode? I got the answer on that one. Yes.
Of course.
100% yes. Because you got the coach telling you we got problems. You got the quarterback and the best wide receiver telling you we ain't getting along. They don't have a great running game. They got abused at home by the Bengals on the line of scrimmage. This is a crossroads year for the Buffalo Bills. And do not be surprised if this thing blows up quick and they falter away as the season progresses and don't make the playoffs this year. I think it's on the table, even with all that talent they got.
No, I disagree.
Okay, let's go to the next one then.
I disagree because just like we heard, Sean McDermott talking about, he was concerned about the lack of presence that Stefon Diggs was showing in the offseason program. We just recently heard him say, I haven't seen Josh Allen is locked in. He is extremely dialed in mentally. I think he's going to be for me, just like Jalen Hurts is the X factor, most of these quarterbacks are going to be the X factor. If Josh Allen eliminates those red zone touchdowns or interceptions and they get points, this team is hard to beat. These are some of the guys that they lost. Yeah. Obviously, Tremaine Edmonds, middle linebacker, he was huge, but you retain Poyer. You still have Von Miller coming back, who's going to be healthy. Stefon Diggs, obviously, is the guy that you can trust offensively. You got your quarterback running the ship. As long as he's good, this team still has the
they're going to be competitive, but I think you've got problems there that they have not had the last couple of years. So I'm not discounting the talent that the Buffalo Bills have. They are a very talented team, but they are most likely to implode, and that's all the question was. That's all it was, and that's the answer. Hey, back to the Giants for a moment there. As you know, Saquon Barkley, if you're just tuning in, has signed a 1-year deal with the New York Giants, essentially for the franchise tag, plus some incentives that can get him to $11 million. But the real question for the New York Giants as they open up camp today is which quarterback are you getting? Are you getting a guy who the Giants think is worth $82 million over the next 2 years? Or are you getting the guy that Madden Football thinks is a 75? I think you're probably getting that guy.
I do too. The $82 million guy.
Not that guy. That guy, the other guy, the guy that Madden says, he only threw 15 passes for touchdowns. He's a 75. That guy. I think it's more likely you get that guy than you get a guy that got $82 million.
Now I'll keep this simple. You know how I feel about
You
Daniel
love
Jones.
Daniel Jones.
I do love Daniel
He loves
Jones.
Daniel
And the fact that Saquon just signed
That's
his
why you're
deal and he-
anti-Saquon Barkley, because you love Daniel Jones.
I'm not anti-Saquon.
You
but
told
the
me
fact that
yesterday,
he-
you go, I don't think Saquon should even play this year.
Stop.
They don't need him. They got Danny Jones. That's what you told me.
Is that what you said?
No, not at all.
Why would you say
not,
that?
Not at all. But the fact that they're putting pieces around Daniel Jones, this will be his second year with Dable. We saw the progression that Josh Allen made in year 2 with Dable. Like, this is going to be an exciting season. Don't jump on the bandwagon late. I'm just telling you, Daniel Jones is going to be.
If you look at all the quarterbacks last year that started at least 13 games.
I don't care what you're about to say.
I'm going to tell you anyway.
I don't.
Because I took the time to research. Look at that.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Quarterbacks with 15 or fewer passing touchdowns last year, and we gave you a minimum 13-plus starts, so that's a fair representation of a season. Marcus Mariota, who, number one, might be the most boring human being on the planet. All right? I mean, no joke, like,
Wow.
unbelievable.
Oh,
I watched that quarterback game.
I know exactly
My
where you are.
God, I wanted to punch him in the face.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, Daniel Jones is the same dude, just with more money.
And worse suits.
And Mac Jones is the third guy there. So when you think about top quarterbacks, Daniel Jones is in the same little tub as Marcus Mariota and Macaroni Jones.
See, this is why you can't always look at stats, because
Yeah,
you look at those stats and you're like, yeah, they're in the same tub. But neither one of those other two guys are you going to even consider paying what you did. And you don't even believe right now, if you're speaking truth, that either one of those guys are anywhere close to being the type of player Daniel Jones is.
I think Macaroni Jones is the same exact guy that Daniel Jones is. I don't think Daniel Jones is better than him at all. I really don't. I don't. Mariota, you can sell me on Mariota. You can't sell me that Danny Jones is an infinitely better quarterback than Macaroni Jones. You can't.
Before this, we always talk about this. You were just raving about Daniel Jones, but you can't say it on the air.
What do you mean?
In our meeting, Daniel Jones. I really like Daniel Jones, but because
I do like Daniel Jones. He's not a top 10 quarterback.
I can't say that. I can't say that because I've been on the side of
now
saying.
he's doing to me what I did.
Exactly.
Right. You called me last night and told me all about this.
Thank you, Cody.
It was a great conversation.
All right. Allow me to say this. You guys suck. All right? Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.